What is up, guys? Welcome back to the review of the second public stage here at Chuang Asia Season 2. We skipped last week's review because it was kinda obvious who would get eliminated, and there were basically no real surprises, except for maybe Hikari. But this time around, it's really do or die time because I feel like all of the remaining 35 guys are extremely talented, even the ones ranked at the bottom, like Gordon, Dewey, etc. Also, we have a collaboration stage this time, which means we have female guests. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. So things are kicking off, of course, in the wonderful city of Bangkok, Thailand, where fans from all over the world came to see their favorite trainees. I mean, kudos to this woman who came all the way from Russia. I mean, she's a beast, right? And we also get to see some of the eliminated trainees amongst the crowd. So I don't know if you guys have caught up with the news that the 8 is no longer in the show due to contract issues. So it's basically Bam Bam only now as the main producer. But I think so far he's handling it very well. And also, as he correctly states, this is already the last public stage before the debut night, which is going to be on April 6th. Last year we had more trainees, so there were 3 public stages, but this year it's gonna be only 2, so those really count for a lot. And with this out of the way, let's introduce today's guests. We have obviously Tia and Yaya, which is cool to see them perform for once. And then we have Li Zixuan, also as Bean or Douzi in Chinese. One of my favorite trainees from Chuang 101, honestly. Naomi Wang, I honestly don't really remember, but she seems quite cool. And then, of course, our queens from Genies, Qiao and Didi.
Suna, okay, and Kiteng Mama Thai fans, Kiteng Mama.
I mean, is it just me, or did anyone else crack up into tears on that reaction from Peanut? And also later when the Chinese trainees remember those lines in Thai that the Thai trainees taught them, the Peanut was like, yeah! He's like really passionate and funny. Definitely caught my attention this time. So for this week's episode, we have the first 4 performances of the evening, and we're gonna start off with the mic drop team, which is Tianqi, Aguang, Omar, Liu, and Koshin, and of course Qiao Yu. I feel like this group is quite comfortable to work with, just looking at them personality-wise. And Koshin, I remember, or I mentioned him last time as one of my favorite leaders in the show, probably top 2. He's very responsible and hardworking and thinks of each member. So with him in the team, they're definitely in good hands. And then I really also like the little challenges that the guests brought with them. I mean, Qiao Yu is really going hard on them, dancing the chorus 20 times. That sounds terrifying. So after that, they basically go on to train together with Yu, and they show Yu buying them milk tea and stuff, which was quite cute. And for the performance itself, it was quite solid, not outstanding, I would say. I feel like with the 8 gone, nobody is going to criticize them anymore. Well, I mean, Jeff is trying, but I think they're still too nice. Koshin then gets the MVP, and they go on to sit on these MVP chairs. So basically it's a new mechanic where they would sit there as MVP team until a better team shows up. Speaking of potentially better teams, we have Team Crush, which is Wuxun, Prey, Mist, KK, and Alton Ang. And of course our beloved Didi. So this song I actually listened to in the pre-selection part, and it's sort of like Boy Crush, Justin Bieberish vibes. And I want to agree with Mist here actually, because he wants to be center for one time, right? But everyone else is proposing KK. And I'm really feeling for Mist here. Maybe I'm a bit biased, but something about KK always feels a bit not genuine. But yeah, maybe it's just me. So when Didi comes in, they have to act out kind of known romantic movie scenes, which is quite funny. And Mist, who is actually youngest, somehow outperforms Wu Xun. And the whole scene with Didi was really hilarious because she is quite extroverted and sort of hands-on, which I feel makes every guy around her seems shy. So yeah, to my surprise, I actually really enjoyed that stage. It was really cute, and since it's a vocal stage, they mostly were acting instead of dancing, and sort of gave me like a very, young and high schooly vibe. Alright, next up we have the third group, which is team Last Firework of the Summer Night. This team is basically just leftover trainees at the end, who had basically no choice but to take this. I believe the only one who volunteered was Pete. The others are Rexy, Gordon, Jackson, and Dewey, and of course Yaya. And basically their storyline revolves around Jackson being kind of like a little bit lazy macho guy who never sang a romantic song before and now has to challenge himself. And he also goes out and carries Yaya and being sort of like stepping over his own boundaries. But let's be real here. How tasty does this steak look? I mean, Yaya put in some really real effort, and you can see that she really cares about the trainees. Unfortunately, the performance was on the weaker side in my opinion, but I'm still happy for Dewey that he got the MVP. You can see it means a lot to him, and also reawakened some hope for him to stay alive for the next elimination. Last but surely not the least, we have the disco group, and I mean, just take a look at this lineup. This is stacked. You have 4 top 10 trainees with Dorn, Xiong, Ninja, and Dong Dong, and Peanut, who's also like 12. And I also feel like personality wise, they really mesh well together. You can see they get along very well, and Dong Dong later also said that it was probably the performance that he enjoyed the most. I mean you have like 2 of the most wholesome Chinese trainees here, and 3 Thai trainees who are sort of like mood makers. So you just know it's gonna be good. And with Naomi Wang, I feel like she does help Xiong to be more outgoing. But oh my god, like Dorn is so good in every dance style, whether it's hip hop or locking or popping. This guy just does it all. He just does everything, and he still maintains this smile during all these very sort of difficult dance moves. So I can understand why Dorn is ranked number 2 or even number 1 right now. For me, this was by far the best performance of the evening, and deservingly overtook Mic Drop to occupy the MVP seats. So this basically concludes the first half of the second public stage. Next week we will kick off with Python, and for those who don't know, we will have a live stream for the second elimination on, I believe, Tuesday following next week. So they're really squeezing in the second half of the show in less than 3 weeks. Definitely stay tuned and subscribe to the channel if you haven't, because if you watched up until now, I will bring you everything regarding Chuang Season 2. So thanks so much for watching, and until next week, peace.